What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I know this is probably going to be the quickest 2 uploads I've had since I've started my channel, but today I'm going to be showing you guys the new project that is going to fill up the YouTube channel. Unfortunately, it's nothing tuner related. It's not, it's nothing boosted. It's nothing wicked or crazy, but it is something that I've never done before, and I'm really excited to do it and have you guys see all my fuck ups as I do it. Because, I mean, y'all stuck with me with the Beamer. Hopefully you guys will stick with me with this fucking turd. So, little backstory on this vehicle. My lady has been wanting a conversion van, hint hint, to like go camping, go snowboarding, whatever, just something to where we don't have to pay for hotels. And, if we're out and about traveling and we just want to pull over to the side of the road and fucking sleep, we want to be able to fucking sleep. So we got a van, and it's a lot that needs to be done. So here she is, a 2001 Chevy Astro van. As you guys can see, I've already got the jack on the front. As you guys can already see, nice little puddle of oil right there. I've also got the engine bay isn't really torn apart. This is just the washer tank and the overflow tank. I was getting to it because I had to get to the blower motor, replace that. Turns out the resistor's bad, as can be easily seen. Pretty cooked. So we're waiting on the new resistor to come in, but we picked this up for under $1,000. It has 135,000 miles on the engine and trans and the shell. Basically, it's 135,000 miles. But the downside is when we picked it up, like I said, I got it for under $1,000. So you're obviously not going to pick up a van like this at this year with this mileage under $1,000 unless it has a major issue. And the reason for the jack and the light coming under and the jack stands is, well, let's cover that. So I had a customer car. It was an N54 2008 BMW. If you follow my Instagram, you probably saw it. It was the one that ate the belt. Anyway, it was one of my customers. His parents had this van parked out just next to their house, and like I said, Courtney's been really wanting to get a conversion van. And so the guy I was talking to my customer's dad, and he didn't really seem interested in selling it. But, I just kind of talked to him, kind of worked him over, and managed to pick this thing up for, like I said, under $1,000. It didn't have any second, fourth, or reverse gear, so in my head, I'm thinking, that's just the 2.4R solenoid, something super easy to replace, something that shouldn't take a ridiculous amount of time. Drop the pan, drop the filter, swap out the solenoids, put a new filter in, put the pan back up with a new gasket, fill it with fucking trans fluid, and go. That's kind of what I was expecting. So, bought all the new parts to do that. I spent, a few hours just disassembling the trans pan, doing all that. Next day I woke up, I put trans fluid in it, and it didn't fix the issue. And there's this thing, it's called like the sun cap or sun cover or sun shield or some shit. But the sun cover it's attached to the reverse gear. I'm not a huge transmission guy. I know the ins and outs of an engine. I know the ins and outs of paint and body and interior. Well, at least I say that, and then, you go check out my last upload and then you see that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So, but that said, I don't know shit about transmissions. I know solenoids, I know filters, I know how to do a service. That's about it. When I worked in Golden, Colorado at the dealership, I worked under their tranny tech as an apprentice because that's where I wanted to be because I just wasn't comfortable with transmissions. Well, as good as the guy was, he wasn't very good at teaching or explaining, so I didn't learn jack shit. But after doing some research with this thing, and apparently, as some of you guys probably know, being that it's GM has a transmission called the 4L60E. And the 4L60E is a problematic transmission. It's reliable when it's good, but when it's bad, it's bad. So, pretty much just decided to go with a new transmission. I'm talking to the guy right now. We actually transmission was a good deal. It comes with like a 3-year warranty and 100,000 miles, but we spent more on the transmission than we did this whole fucking thing. So, but Gonna slap a new tranny in it. That should fix the issues. I was talking with the tranny dude, and apparently, being that this is a 2001, I was actually really excited because that also means that it's OBD2 compatible. So any check engine lights or anything like that, I could check that. And, you know, my lady was she was eyeballing more of the early 90s vans because you can get a Vandura or an Econoline, and they're a little bit bigger than the Astro van, but it's OBD1. And I don't want to deal with a bunch of blinking lights to try to figure out what the fucking check engine light is, you know? So I was actually very happy that we were able to pick this up, being that it is OBD2 compatible. But I was talking to the tranny guy, and I was like, is there any programming I have to do with the ECU or TCM or anything like that? And he goes, nope, slap the new tranny in. It's going to have some check engine codes. Clear them, fucking drive it. Which is like, fuck yeah, that's what I like. Because with the Beamer, it'd be like, oh, you got to program these 10 things. You got to cut this. You got to wire that. You got to install this. Like, fuck you. So that's why I love American cars, right? I mean, yeah, it is a little bit older than the Beamer, but this is why I like American cars. So there's some rust issues, for sure. I'm not going to show you guys the undercarriage yet. I probably will later in this video when I actually get to the transmission, but, you know. Oh, yeah. Look at all that cancer. So, you know, I got some shit to fix. Oh, yeah. But with my experience in the auto body and collision, I should be able to handle the rust on this, no problem. The pinch welds do have some rust, but I should be able to fix that with just a simple pinch welder and, you know, some new sheets of metal. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some work, but we want this thing to last for the next 5-10 years. I would say 10 years max. By that point, I think this thing's going to be ran into the ground. But as you guys saw, it's the all-wheel drive, which is perfect because we can take it on snowboarding trips. Most vans, I didn't even realize, but they come mainly rear-wheel drive, which sucks because it's like driving a pickup that's rear-wheel drive in the snow. You ain't got no weight back there. How the fuck are you going to get any traction? But with the all-wheel drive system, we ain't got to worry about that, right? So the interior is gutted to an extent. I've got to fix a panel on the inside, but this door does open. I mean, it opens from the other side. But, you know, the interior is actually in good shape. And as I say that, you see this cracked piece of shit. But other than the cracked fucking armrest, the dash isn't cracked. We've got the whole headliner on this side. The thing runs. When we bought it, I didn't even, like, start it. I didn't try to start it. I didn't do any of that. I was like, nah, it's got 130,000 miles. I looked at the engine. I knew this thing was going to run. Courtney, she was a bit concerned. She was like, we didn't hear it run. Who knows? And, I mean, yeah, I can understand that. But I trusted my instincts. We got it up here. We threw a new battery in it. And this thing fucking started like a champ. It starts on the first crank, which is awesome to me. But, like I said, the rear end is gutted. We have the insulation. We have the insulation in, which is perfect because we're going to panel it all, you know, fit a bed, fit a table, all this good shit. So all of it's there. It's nice because it is gutted in the rear, like I said, because we're going to do a conversion, so we need it gutted anyway. And then up to the cab, where it's still all nice and taken care of. So, you know, like I said, it's a good, solid little van. It starts, it runs just fine. I'd start it up, but I honestly don't want to open up the garage door because it's a hot one today. All right, so I'm not going to open up that fucking door. It's too fucking hot. But thing runs, it starts and runs gorgeously. Gorgeously. And you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear how solid it's... Ooh, that wasn't solid. But the doors... I didn't dent that, by the way, just so you know. But the doors are solid. Like, it doesn't... It's not falling apart. There is some rust. It definitely needs some love. It's turd fucking brown, which... But this is going to be the new project. So we got to do a whole interior install. I got to replace the trans. Like I said, I'm working on the blower motor resistor. I put a new battery in it. I put a new blower motor in it. I did the transmission shit. I feel like I've already worked on this thing like days, but I haven't really done that much shit. So anyway, without making this video 25 minutes long, basically this is the intro to what's going to be coming next for the van. I'm also going to throw the removal of the transmission in this video just because Well, I'm doing it right now. It's got to get done because the company we bought the new transmission from, when they ship it and it gets here, I'm basically just going to swap the box, like put my old tranny in the box because they use a core. Dude already pays for the core. So I'm going to get there, get the new one, fucking drop it in the new box and ship it back. But I need it out before the new one comes in. Now, granted, new one hasn't even shipped yet, so I got time. But since this is in the garage of the new spot and it's right outside, like, I ain't gotta go nowhere. With the Beamer, I had to drive to the shop and fucking work on it and then drive home at 1 a.m. I can work on this thing and within 2 seconds be in my house, in a shower, and into bed, which that's why I think I'm just really, really addicted to actually getting this thing done and working on this thing. So, like I said, I'm not trying to make this video any longer than it needs to be, so I'm going to shut the hell up, I'm going to crawl the hell under it, and let's get this goddamn transmission out. Let's go. It's another day, and there's a lot to cover. A lot to cover. Boom! Tranny, drive shafts, knuckles. I actually got a knuckle right here. Steering linkage, the fucking transfer case, upper ball joints, or upper control arms, I should say, lower control arms, and fucking subframe, because the control arms did not want to come out of the torsion bars, and the torsion bars didn't want to come out of the fucking subframe, so all this had to be taken out as one piece, which was a pain in the fucking ass. I ended up having to cut one of the bolts to the control arm just to get it out because everything was so fucking rusted. So yeah, that's how that ended up, because shit's rusted. And then, so also in the beginning of this video, I said, you know, everything's got 135,000 miles, or so I thought. But this tranny says 2000 S10 Blazer, which means this trans was a replacement from the original trans that went out in this thing. So that's fucking cool. Either way, the new trans is on its way. It should be here by the end of this weekend, because I'm going to get this video uploaded today, and it's Friday, so hopefully everybody's enjoying their Friday. Hopefully you guys have a kick-ass weekend. But yeah, so drive shafts, CV axles, shocks, upper and lower control arms, ball joints, tie rod ends, all that's out. Knuckles are out, steering linkage is out, fucking transfer case is out. And as you can see right here, we've got new control arms. All these boxes here are basically everything to completely rebuild the steering linkage, upper and lower control arms. I got shocks up there. So we got pretty much everything we need to rebuild the whole complete front end. My lady and I have been working on spraying some rust protective coating. So this was actually the side that she did, and I didn't mask anything other than like to cover the engine, and that's what these pieces were. So I just like covered up anything in there just to make sure the paint stays on the metal and not any fucking fuel lines, or, you know, that's a spark plug boot, so we don't really need paint in that. But so we sprayed it with a rust protective coating all the way down to the caliper. I'm not masking anything very heavy or very detailed, like the bleeder screw definitely got painted on. I don't give a shit with this van. But that said, we're adding rust protective spray on anything that we can. We're cleaning it up. I used a bristle brush and wire brushes and made it real nice and clean. And then sprayed it with brake clean and then cleaned it off some more and then sprayed the paint. But I'm working on the knuckles right now. I'm spraying the knuckles down with paint as well, because these are, God damn it, these are definitely needing it. As you guys can see, look, this is the face, and that's the back. Definitely needing some protection on that. So that's what I'm taking care of now. My goal is to have the complete front end back together by this weekend, because if that tranny's coming in like next week, if I can have this thing to where the wheels are back on and everything, that'd make me feel so great. So I can slap the tranny in, get the transfer case in, get the drive shafts in, and we can drive it, because we got about 9 days before this thing needs to drive. And as of right now, it's naked. It is fucking naked. So that said, it's a project van, as my girlfriend likes to say. Van do it. I'm starting to lose excitement every time I say that, because I know it's just more work that needs to be done. You know, I understand that this video is kind of sporadic and all over the place. There's actually no work being done that you guys are seeing, and I apologize for that. With this van, as soon as I get under there, I get dirty, I get covered in rust, I get covered in grease, I get covered in grime, and then I can't grab my phone to record because my shit's all fucked. So, I'm sorry this video isn't like showing you guys me getting down to the nitty gritty and actually getting into it and pulling the trans, but if you have an 01 Astro van and it's all-wheel drive and you gotta pull the trans, I'm fucking sorry. Good luck. So, that said, I seriously appreciate you guys. I hope this is something that interests you. I know it's far from the Beamer. I know it's far from anything import or performance related. I know it's not that, but I really do hope you guys enjoy watching this build happen, because this is going to be a really cool thing. It's going to be a really cool van, and I'm going to be spending a lot of time in it, and my lady as well, when we travel around wherever the fuck we go. So, you know, I can't say enough about you guys. Thank you so much for everything, for all the support, the love, all of that. You know, do all the good stuff. Like, comment, subscribe. Do all the good stuff for me if you could, please. And, you know, we'll see where this goes. I don't know. I don't know how long we're going to keep it. But even if we don't keep it that long, if we sell it, I'm not selling a van that's going to kill somebody. I want this to be done, and I want it to be done right. So, again, guys, thank you all so much for the support. I hope you guys have a kick-ass Friday. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Just have a spectacular weekend. Be safe, be smart, and fucking, yeah. I am terrible at closing these videos out. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much. So, you know, do all the good stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, and we will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.